is a new walk.
Here's how to order. Call toll-free now for Opera's Golden Moments. 3 cassettes, $24.98. 3 CDs, $29.98. Call now.
Right now, it's your local forecast on the Weather Channel.
Flakes continue to fall in the land by the lake. Snow piles up in Cleveland as yet another winter storm moves on through. Welcome to Weather Center, being brought to you by GMC. I'm Paul Emick.
And I'm Sharon Result, and this storm is rolling across the entire eastern half of the nation, causing severe weather in the south and some dangerous conditions in the northeast and the Midwest. Now, we begin with the northeast, which is getting the brunt of this nasty weather. Snow, rain, and freezing rain causing problems there. This is Boston, where snow started falling around mid-afternoon, just in time for the drive home on this Friday. Some of you managed to get in a little jog before the snow got too heavy. Temperatures have been in the 20s, but look for a warm-up on the way. All right, let's go ahead and take a look now at the current situation, and it is a messy one, as you can tell by looking at the current surface map of the Northeast and the Great Lakes region. Just a quick reminder that when you see the orange on the map here, that's a pretty good indication that we're finding some sleet and or some freezing rain. In other words, some icy conditions. It's a mixture of precipitation falling across much of Pennsylvania, all the way back down into northern sections of Virginia, and a swath from, say, around to east central Ohio back through the central portions of the Buckeye State. Well, that's the scenario, and the scenario is actually one that is not a big low pressure system that's affecting the region, but rather an overrunning situation. A lot of cold air is located at the surface, and we've got southwesterly winds pumping up some milder air that's riding up and over that dome of colder air, and that's where we're finding a very shallow layer of cold air toward the surface and the potential for freezing rain and sleet. And it's a real big mess into parts of the Northeast. Look at this, though. 32 in Boston, 33 in New York, Philadelphia at 32 degrees. So as we get closer to the coast here, we're going to find that change over to rain coming pretty soon, and you will be for the better part of the night then out of the woods. So you'll see the changeover coming at you, and also areas further southward will see that changeover. Still seeing some of the colder air kind of banked in there around the Shenandoah Valley, and that's why we haven't seen very much of a budge with temperatures for you. But right along the coast getting a little better. And as we head in and around the mountainous areas and points on westward, definitely warming up, as you can see, around Pittsburgh. There's a look at your travel weather. Obviously, where you find the pink, it's going to be slick, at least for the next several hours. Where you find the green, we're seeing that change over to rain, and we'll continue to see that happen as we head through the overnight. Things will get better for you from south to north and from east to west as we head through the next several hours. Let's show you some scenes out of Pittsburgh where you've seen a little bit of everything. There's no doubt about that. In and around the Pittsburgh area, you had some nasty conditions that caused traffic problems. Conditions are not going to get too much better. 2 to 3 inches of snow snarled traffic this morning. Then it turned to freezing rain. Since then, it's turned to rain, but expected to change back over to snow as we go on into the overnight. This is a look at the situation in and around Pittsburgh, and again, we've got some frozen precipitation coming down, crossing right over Interstate 80 there into central portions of Pennsylvania, getting a break in Philadelphia, but a new batch of moisture is moving on in. So you could find with 32 degrees here a little more freezing rain before temperatures bump up above the freezing point, and we finally see that change over to rain for the rest of your night. Even as we go into northeastern Ohio, you've seen a mixed bag of precipitation here. Our own Jim Cantore can attest to that. Jim's been standing by, and it looks like the snow is flying now in northeastern Ohio, right, Jim?
Sharon, it really is. With the exception of a couple of hours today where we had a little freezing drizzle, unfortunately the temperatures were only about 19 when that occurred, we have been mostly snow, and this has been the heaviest period of snow that we've had all day. We've already picked up 2 inches since, about 7 o'clock tonight, so it's really coming on down. And you can see behind me here that there's not a lot of people out on the roads tonight. Now, not being from Cleveland, I can't really tell you if this is a heavily traveled route or not, but certainly, you know, this close to the city, you would expect a lot of people in and about, or out and about tonight on a Friday night. But it's really been pretty quiet with the exception of some snow plows tonight as they've been coming on by. And check out the roads here. Randy, let's go right to this road. This is kind of one of the side roads here that leads us to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And you can see how the snow is just quickly coming on down on top of the slush which is underneath it. So that's definitely making for some slippery road conditions. And obviously, as we've been advising, the Chicago DOT has, or the Cleveland DOT has as well, they just don't want you on the roads tonight. It's coming on down. We're easily here at about a ½ inch an hour, perhaps even a little bit more than that. And accumulation so far right around the 4 to 5 inch range here in Cleveland. Good chances are, with our winter storm warnings up for heavy snow tonight, that it will snow like this for a good part of the night, and we'll start off the weekend on a snowy side. But Mom and Dad, remember, if you're sending the kids out tomorrow morning, or should I say letting them out because they're going to want to get out, make sure you bundle them up because it is going to be turning colder tomorrow and windier. As a matter of fact, Sharon, our next assignment may be very close to Cleveland, up in the northeastern part of the state, where we cover the lake effect tomorrow night. We'll let you know. Back to you.
Okay, Jim Cantore reporting live from Cleveland. Thank you. And we will check back with Jim in the next half hour. Let's expand the picture a bit more. Not only are we seeing the snow around Cleveland, but extending westward through Toledo, back into north central Indiana, and a break for you in and around Chicago at this point in time. But as we go further southward, it's a rain event, and it's raining now in Cincinnati, back down through Lexington, and in and around the Louisville area. You have had some of that as well. So that's a look at what's happening as we head further south, but back up to the north, it was a snow scenario. Chicago seeing some of that, and these are some of the scenes. Folks bundled up, and not only was it white, but it was also pretty cold in and around Chicago. And not a whole lot of snow here, really just enough to make you clean off the windows. Less than an inch actually fell, and if you're wondering why those folks are so sinkhole